Mistakes are a normal part of any worthwhile journey, certainly homeschooling, and we have had our fair share of homeschooling mistakes 6 years in, moving into our 7th year. Here is what those mistakes are and what I would do differently if I could hit the rewind button. Hi guys, my name is Livy and I'm a homeschool mom to 2 amazing kids. We are moving into our 7th year of homeschooling this year. I'm the founder of Daisy Chain Principles, where I make video content to inspire you to have a more efficient, connected, productive homeschool routine with your children. Today I'm talking about the 5 biggest mistakes I have made as a homeschool parent and what I would do differently if I could go back. This video is in collaboration with Davine from Calm in the Chaos Homeschool, as well as Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool. If you want to see more videos like mine, be sure to click the playlist linked below. Mistake number 1 was thinking that in order to get my child ahead academically, I needed to start them on curriculum early. Now, I had been warned that this was not a good idea and I didn't listen. I really just thought if I started them on seat work early enough, then surely that would have the compound effect and they would just know things earlier. It doesn't work that way. When people tell you not to do that, it's because it does not work that way with kids. I started trying this with my son when he was 4 years old. I focused a lot on mastery, drilling ABCs, numbers, and reading lessons. And it resulted in him feeling really frustrated. And because he was so frustrated, I found that he wasn't able to retain anything I taught him very long. And it was too difficult for me to swallow my pride and admit that he wasn't ready for sit-down lessons. So we struggled. He ended up learning to read when he was 8 years old. Now, I actually think that's perfectly fine. I think 8 is a really great age to learn to read. I do not think that's too late. However, if I could go back and I knew then what I know now, I think I could have had him reading without all that frustration much earlier. The 2 main things that even the littlest of kids respond really, really well to is flashcards and games/toys. But seated work with a book or pen and paper done prematurely is just one more thing to kill that love of learning. If I could go back and make a specific routine with my 4-year-old, here is what we would do. First, I would read this book and implement everything it says to. This is an excellent Montessori book, and I found out that some Montessori schools even require reading it first. Next, I would do maybe 2 sets of flashcards for the primary thing they need to learn. For example, their ABC sounds. I would not go over the ABC names. If you want them to read faster, you would go over sound. So instead of saying A, B, C, you would say A, B, K. And then maybe just numbers and colors, and that's all I would do. I would only do probably 10 to 20 numbers at a time. I would have flashcard time done in 3 to 5 minutes. Next, I would have a rotating toy system, which we already did this and it was wonderful. But if I could go back, I would be more strategic with them playing with toys that exposed them to the things I wanted them to learn without any type of lesson or formal teaching. So for example, let's say that you have 4 bins to rotate your child's toys, and you're gonna make sure that they genuinely enjoy all these toys and opt in for playing with them in their free time. I'm gonna make sure that bins 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have different kinds of toys that go over the child's ABCs, different kinds of toys for numbers, different types of toys for colors, etc. And then I'm going to switch out bin 1 for 2 every Tuesday, then bin 2 for 3 every Thursday. Then next Tuesday will come around, I'll switch out 3 for 4 and just keep going like that. It'll keep your kids excited and engaged with their toys because they always feel like new. And now you know that they are hearing and seeing the primary things you want them to pick up on and learn as they're having a good time and just having fun. And lastly, every year starting at age 5 or 6, I would try to start on All About Reading Level 1. This goes from ABCs and phonics straight into reading in a way that is really friendly with kids who struggle with reading. It's actually meant for students with dyslexia. And this is the curriculum that finally got both of my kids reading when they were having a hard time. Now, if you get a few lessons in and find that they're not ready, I would put it away and continue everything else I just mentioned and then pick up that book again and try again 6 to 12 months later. Mistake number 2 was attending homeschool co-op. Don't come for me. Maybe I should phrase this differently, thinking we had to attend a homeschool co-op. There is nothing wrong with homeschool co-ops. I understand the purpose of them, but for us, they ended up being truly a waste of time. Either the structure of the homeschool co-ops we went to was so relaxed that the kids weren't truly learning anything, and we were just having a glorified play date that took 3 to 4 hours of my day, or it was the opposite where it was super strict, tons of boxes to check, and not really my teaching style either. So it was kind of hard to find one that agreed with my style of teaching and didn't consume half my day. Now I work full time and I couldn't do it if I wanted to, but if I could go back, I still wouldn't. One of the main things that I think parents worry about and makes them feel like they have to be part of a homeschool co-op is the socialization aspect. I think the word socialization, first of all, is kind of an unfeeling, inhuman term. You socialize a puppy, you don't socialize people, but people should learn to foster and grow relationships. My kids have had better opportunities creating and maintaining friends through having people over at our house, play dates, meeting people in the neighborhood, going to the playground, and being involved in sports. I have a lot more of an open door policy now that I have kids that I'm homeschooling. And somehow I feel like the friendships they've made have been better this way than it was in a homeschool group because it's not overly controlled. It's really just free time with people you want to be around. Mistake number 3 was treating homeschool like work. Until recently, I kind of had an idea in my head that homeschooling should be kind of a drill sergeant approach where everyone's up early, chores are all done before school, all the lights are on, windows open, everyone's dressed really nice, and we have kind of a get it done productivity approach to homeschooling. For me, this just ended up killing what I love about books. My favorite time to read is early in the morning when it's quiet and I'm still in my pajamas and I'm sipping on coffee. Like, I love reading early morning when I don't have it all together. And for us, I found that if I carry that attitude of like peace and tranquility and coziness into our homeschool time, it went better for all of us and I taught more consistently. I would say in hindsight that being so strict on just my overall authoritative attitude over homeschooling caused a feeling of burnout in all 3 of us. Now, do my kids have morning chores? Yes, but I don't care if they're done before we sit down to school. The kids know that we start school at 9 a.m. and if they haven't got to their chores, it's fine. They just have to pick it right back up as soon as school is done. They can be dressed or still in their pajamas. I don't care. I usually have my coffee. I have a candle lit. We cuddle up on the couch all together and read. Then we break out into individual subjects. But again, I still carry that same attitude of like, this is just our chill family time together. I've become someone who genuinely loves reading, loves learning, and it feels like me time. So that's what I want school to be for my kids. And when it's not, I adjust things until it is. Mistake number 4 was using homeschool as a tool to work on my kids more than I worked on myself. I started out seeing homeschooling as a way to correct interests I didn't think were healthy and mold good people. And frankly, the results were devastating because I already had good people in my kids. I didn't need to mold anything. When you are homeschooling, your kids are in a season of life where they are learning foundational beliefs about God, about themselves, and about other people. So when they are frustrated and crying over paperwork, I'm jumping on them, shaming them for that. They're learning that learning is not enjoyable and they are a disappointment to adults. Now, I still use curriculum and teach my kids, but my attitude and approach is totally different. I let my kids study curriculum wherever their comprehension lands without judgment. Instead of focusing on their weaknesses, I'm now focusing on their strengths, on our friendship and connection as parent and child. Basically, I see them the same way you might see another adult in an adult friendship. Instead of honing in on the things you need to fix about them, you'll have a much better friendship if you focus and connect with them over the good. If I could go back, this would have been my approach from the beginning. And also, if I could go back, and this will sound kind of weird, but I would read more character development books than I would parenting books. And there are some great parenting books out there. There are some incredible homeschool books out there. But anytime I felt like we really got past a hurdle in homeschooling or got past a tough spot in our relationship, it is not because I read a parenting book. It's because I worked on me more than I worked on them. Because as I improve as a mother and as a person overall, my kids feel more and more that I am trustworthy and I am safe. And the more that kids feel that their parent is trustworthy and safe, the more they trust what you teach them in general. So in that way, working on myself more set us up for more homeschool success too. Lastly, mistake number 5, and this kind of goes alongside mistake number 4, is putting our family image and my image as a parent before the kids' benefit. This is so common that I feel like most homeschool parents either start out this way or are this way the entire time they're homeschooling. For the longest time, I wanted to be seen as the best mom, the best homeschool mom, the best at homeschooling. But honestly, I was making something that should be for the benefit of the child about me. And what is a good mom? What is a good homeschool mom? Not everybody's going to agree on that, which means that when I'm doing the right thing, I probably look like a terrible mom or like I'm terrible at homeschooling to somebody else. So if I really want to put my children first, I will let go of my image and accept that my image probably looks really bad to some people. Long term, the only person who needs to be impressed with how you homeschool, how you parent, what you do with your kids is your kids. Their opinion will matter the most to you long term. So in other words, if I could go back and fix my perspective from the beginning, I would start praying and releasing specific people that I worried about my image with a lot sooner, and asking God to continuously just focus my gaze on Him and on the benefit of my children. I hope that this video resonated with you. Those are genuinely things I wish I had known and believed, because some of them I did know, but I didn't believe or agree with years ago. Remember to check out the playlist full of other videos of moms sharing what they would do different if they could go back and homeschool again. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Happy homeschooling.